Welcome, brothers and sisters, to Mormon Movie Reviews, where LDS movie lovers belong. My name is Dives, and today is November 2nd, 2022. This is episode 50, and we will be reviewing the RM released in 2003 with a running time of 100 minutes. Now, this review works best if you've seen this film before, though that is not required. Spoiler alert, a brief synopsis. Jared Phelps returns home from his mission in Wyoming to find a world that is very different from the one that he left previously. Now, the movie opens here with a send off at the airport full of family and friends for Elder Phelps, who we see here played by Kirby Heyborne. He serves a 2 year mission in Wyoming, the Evanston South Mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter day Saints. Now, the opening credits here, it's kind of clever. They're shown using instant photographs. Now, we get to see him going from a greenie, that is a new missionary, to a district leader, eventually his own leader, and an assistant to the president. Elder Phelps, he returns home, but things are not going very well because his parents thought that he was coming home the following month. So no one is there to meet him at the airport. He also didn't get the letter from his family that they had moved houses. So he's surprised when he shows up at his old house and there's a new homeowner who greets him in the shower in the form of a karate kick. He later refers to this as being kung fu'd by a naked ninja. Now, Elder Kirby, he does finally track down his family, but his old bed now is being occupied by a foreign exchange student from Tonga. Yeah, when he's reunited with his parents, he also discovers that his mother is pregnant. Now, the worst part of his return home is that his girlfriend, who promised to wait for him on his 2 year mission, she's getting married to someone else in 2 weeks. And the jewelry store where Jared bought the ring for his girlfriend who just dumped him, they won't take the ring back. Now, Jared, he goes back to his former employer who promised to give him a job when he came back from his mission, but that person has sold the business and started an internet company. And the only job opening is to mine diamonds in South Africa. Things get even worse for Elder Phelps as he's rejected by BYU, and he quickly goes through a series of dead end jobs, and he even considers selling knives door to door. The RM is not off to a good start until he develops a relationship, as we saw there, with Kelly, played by Britton Bateman, who's the daughter of H. Ronald Powers, a general authority who, to his embarrassment, he's unfamiliar with, despite the fact that he gave a great general conference talk last October. Now, while Jared is on a date with Kelly, his mother ends up going into labor with a new baby brother. Let's check it out.
Visiting teaching!
Mom, don't worry about that right now.
Call your father. No, call Sister Martinez first. Tell her I'm sorry.
Now, there's plenty of cameos throughout the RM if you know who and where to look. Now, later, Jared has to leave another date with Kelly to complete his home teaching assignment. And worst of all, Jared, he ends up getting into trouble with Corey Swenson, who's played by Will Swenson, and the two are eventually arrested, mostly due to the actions of his absolutely crazy friend.
The evidence.
Not good. Because of his arrest, Jared is fired from his job and released from his church calling as Elders Quorum president. Jared has to seriously consider whether to lie and to try to keep himself out of jail or to tell the truth. So he decides to tell the truth. After a brief night in jail, a trial ensues in which Jared faces some serious charges, but he's eventually exonerated.
He was home teaching.
At 11 o'clock at night?
It was the end of the month.
We picked him up after grabbing some beer.
Where did you get the car?
We sort of borrowed, stole it. But it wasn't really stealing because we had the governor's niece with us and her friend. She was totally hot. And they gave us the keys, so that's not really stealing, is it?
I know there's at least one person in this room that thanks you for your honesty. You may have saved a friend from having to go to jail on counts that he's not guilty of. What I'm saying, Mr. Swenson, is you will spend time in jail to give you a chance to think about not wanting to do this again.
Yeah, so later, Jared, he gives a talk at church about how his mission blessed his life in ways that he did not expect. He decides to take night classes and reapply for BYU in the fall. Now, after some time dating Kelly, the two are soon seen in a jewelry shop to exchange Jared's old girlfriend, old ring, for a new one as they're getting engaged.
How about an exchange? You sure she's gonna say yes this time?
She already has.
This must be the lucky young lady.
Hi, Kelly Powers.
Kelly Powers. You aren't related to H. Ronald Powers, are you?
It's my dad.
Great talk last October.
If you want to get in touch with me, I'm at mormonmoviereviews@gmail.com. Yeah, so Kirby Heyborne here, he's a very well-known Mormon actor. He played in The Best 2 Years, which I reviewed on the Mormon Movie Reviews. He's actually from Evanston, Wyoming. It's kind of an inside joke. And also Will Swenson here. He played in The Kitchen and a couple of other mainstream Mormon films as well. Let's look at how the RM did on the tomato meter, 64% and a 73% audience score, which is not too shabby. I think this is my best review here. Non-Mormons may find themselves scratching their head at the LDS in jokes, but much of the film is surprisingly funny. That's the best review I can give to you at this time. In the box office, it had a budget of like $500,000, and it earned $1.1 million at the box office. So again, not too shabby. So let me give you a couple of final thoughts on this film. There's lots of laughs in the Return Missionary, the RM. Kirby Heyborne, he's great. There's loads of inside jokes. It's mindless fun, but perhaps a bit forgettable at times. Now, thanks so much for joining me to review this film. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And join us next time for another exciting episode of the Mormon Movie Reviews, where LDS movie lovers belong, in which we will be reviewing that 2002 classic, Charlie. So long.